Jamie Sands completing 90 minutes. Do we think he
good,
could possibly be back in contention? Could he get back into the U.S. national fold?
I think he's earned it. I think he's a regular starter in a competitive league playing for a good team. He deserves to be called into the next camp, get a look.
Agreed.
That's my personal opinion.
Brooks?
Interesting. Is it
I don't know if he starts.
Sure.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's a starter, but I think he deserves that call up. So
It'd be interesting. Is it one more camp where he kind of does this mixture of guys to take a last look? Because I think there's a November, if I'm not mistaken, there's a November international window, right?
There's actually a game in October that's coming up.
There's two.
There's just one game in October though. It's shoot, who do they play?
Oh no, there's two. It's Australia. I have it right here. They play October 10th. They play Ecuador, and then October 14th they play Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're adding a lot of friendlies
Yes.
in between matches so you can get looks at players.
Yes,
and it might not be. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. In November, there's a window. It's USA plays Paraguay on the 15th, and then the 18th they play Uruguay. So I'm gonna guess this next window, he may mix it up, and then November, when November comes around, that may be more of the people that he wants. Because I feel like those two squads right there, Ecuador and Australia, are ones you can still mix it up a bit and see what you have. But go ahead, Nate. Yep.
Well, I was going to say, in reality is if he's doing ones that are not within an international break, that's when you can use more MLS players and get better looks at those guys. And then the ones with international breaks, that's when he obviously can bring in the international players. So I think he's doing a good job of bringing in different players here and there. And I don't think, and we had this talk, and I think we'll get deeper into it, even okay, we're flipping right to it. All right. And segue. This match against Japan and even Korea, I don't think, outside of like Adams and Pulisic, and there's one other guy who's like, and this guy. Chris Richards. Outside of those three, in my opinion, have starting positions locked down. Outside of those three, everything's up for grabs. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think there's a single, and I'm not saying that those guys won't make the team. I'm just saying that they don't have it locked down because I can list multiple other players that weren't involved in the game or playing in the game that easily, if you would have said, hey, James Sands is starting next to Tyler Adams, I'd go, okay, that makes sense. Yusuf Musa standing next to Tyler Adams, that makes sense. Jedi Robinson playing starting role, that makes sense. So that's just my point. There's multiple players that weren't called in that didn't play. Sure. That I think if you were to say, hey, he made the final 24-man roster, you'd go, okay. So I think he's still trying to round this out, in my opinion.
All right. So obviously we had two games. Nate, you were at the Japan game there in Columbus. The first one we lost to South Korea 2-0, and we looked terrible. We looked all over the place. But again, I don't think the result really mattered that much. I think we all put too much stock into the result. But now with a little bit of upon reflection, I go, you know what? He's just trying different players in different positions. Yep. He's looking to get something out of it. It's a friendly. It doesn't matter. And yes, South Korea looked good. And yes, U.S. men's national team looked bad, but we don't know what the directive was. We don't really know what he was trying to get out of it. And I think he being Pochettino, got exactly what he wanted out of it. Now, the game against Japan, it has to be said, Japan played mostly their B or C team. Players who are not their top players. Don't care. I don't think, again, he cared about the result. Pochettino said, I'm going to play certain players in different positions, and I'm going to try them next to other players, and I need to see them because I have a limited windows till the World Cup. I've got to see how certain players play. I definitely liked that he played Zendejas. I liked that he played Roldan. I liked that he played in the Japan game, he sat Luna on the bench. I liked that he played Pulisic through the middle, because what happens if players get injured? What happens if different scenarios happen within the World Cup? I love the fact, Brooks, you and I talked about it. He went to a back three, and you guys know I hate a back three. I want four.
Yes, you love a back three.
I want that 4.
Craig is always like, I want a back three. Let's go. And we have to tell. We're like, Craig, stop with the back threes. Always, we call him Craig back three Hearn. That's his nickname. He's always like more back three.
More
All
back
the way.
three.
He's back three is what we call you. Why are you chanting this? He's
More
relentless about this back. More back three. It's like,
Yeah.
stop,
But
Craig. Can't we do a 4-4-2?
I like that he. Yeah, I wish I would hear you say that. I like that he went for back three because he is going to have to play. When you play against certain teams, you may have to play that. Now, is he going to play a back three against an England, a Belgium, a France, a Portugal, those type of teams? No, he probably won't. But there are going to be certain instances where he has to do that, and he has to see how players and how the team needs to see how they will be in those scenarios. So I actually really love it. I think he got a lot out of the Japan game. Again, not Japan's best team on the field. Didn't matter. USA played well, put the ball in the back of the net. Could have been more as well.
But it's not. It also wasn't. This is my point. I'm going to say that was USA's BC squad as well.
Oh,
possibly.
100%.
Possibly.
100%.
Because, again, I can name several quality international players that weren't even called in. So, you guys want to hear about the game, or should I just, I had a press pass.
What?
Yeah, I had a press pass.
Yeah. Hold on. I want before
you guys didn't know that? I had a press pass. I actually was backstage.
Backstage?
Yeah, backstage. Back in the stage area. It's Candora's Tacos.
To the tacos. Before we get your
they're delicious
report on the game, I do want to hear Brooks's thoughts about what we were just saying there.
Yeah. So listen, for me, I think the back three happens. I think if Tim Ream is a starter, I think Stu Holden pointed this out on Alexi Lallis's podcast, and I think Tim Ream is the best center back passer we have of all the center backs in the pool.
Best passing center back.
Best passing center back.
Mm-hmm.
He needs coverage behind him. I mean, he's getting there. He can still move, but he needs athletes next to him to cover.
Yes.
So if Tim Ream is on the plane and we're starting, I think it's a back three. And I think a back three suits them very well, in my opinion, because it gives them width and it gives Pulisic and some other guys more opportunities in the center of the field than just to move around and do what they want, rather than just be super stable in a 4-2-3-1. So for me, was this their best squad? No. But what I think we're going to find, and it's going to be surprising, is the players that were at the last World Cup. You will find some that I believe won't be on the roster, and I feel like he is going to take players that are going to work hard and defend and not make excuses. And I don't know, and I can't say that all the international guys you think are going to be there because they're not going to want to do the extra work like the MLS players will. I think if you ask the MLS players, some of them, and it's not going to be like 10 of them on the team, right? But you may have like 5 or 6, and then in the main core, maybe most international guys, but you're going to have some where it's going to be 5, 6 guys that you're going to build the depth of the roster. Maybe some get some minutes off the bench. Maybe some start like a Matt Freese in goal, but it's going to be interesting, and I think there's going to be surprises for when this World Cup roster is officially announced. And then the future camps, the guys come in, you're going to start seeing this is who's going to be in. It's going to be interesting because I don't think he's playing favorites with anyone. He's not playing favorites. He doesn't care where you play. He wants you to make sure you start in your team, but it doesn't matter if you play MLS, play La Liga, you play EFL Championship or whatever. For me, it's free for all.
Brooks, I think before the roster is officially announced, we should take a bet. What's the under/over on MLS players? That would be the one thing. Nate, go ahead.
Can I? So I've been watching this great series called Alien Earth, and there's this scene in have you seen it? It's based off aliens, and there's a scene in Alien Earth where this alien tick thing latched onto a dude's neck and sucked the blood out and killed him, and that was probably less horrifying than the comment that you just made of Tim Ream being the best passer out of the back than I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't give a shit I don't care what the commentator said. No, he is not.
It's undeniable that he's the best.
It is deniable. He is not. That is very deniable.
Who is the best passer then?
Brooks, he was, every time he got put under pressure, he lost the ball. I was there live. I watched it. I looked next to my friends and I was like, he looks slow. He can't complete a pass, and they're pressing him and he's losing the ball. He had to go back and negative. The only way he was able to get back out is going negative to Richards, and then he went out through him. He was a liability. He is slow. the game is caught up to him. And if you want, I'll pull up his accurate stats in 2 seconds, and I'll go dark. I'm going to do it right now. So I'm not really gone. I'm just off on the camera. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic, how Chris Richards is not good and was horrible that game. Or not Richards, Ream. He had barely a 61 to 67 pass rating, but most of those passes were back passes. The passes he lost is when he was getting pressed, and they pressed him, and he's too slow, dude. He is too slow. They need to go away from him. He is not good enough out there. I'm telling you, he's not.
Okay. I'll make my counter argument. Let me just make the counter argument.
Go ahead.
Go
the
for it.
Counter argument, which a lot of people have been talking about too, is that has this young team with Pulisic and McKennie and everyone, the reason they haven't been successful is they haven't had a leader on the field, like an old guy that's a veteran that's been a leader. And that's my thing is if he's the one that's going to be the leader, because I just don't see a player in another position where you stick someone where they have experience and they're going to get into that starting 11. You know,
I disagree that this team doesn't have a leader anymore.
Tyler Adams?
This will be Tyler Adams' second World Cup appearance, second the 8 years doing it. This is Christian Pulisic's third World Cup appearance. Richards has been around. Most of these guys have been around for multiple caps. I like Ream. His time's done.
My thing with those, yes, they're leaders, but they're not vocal leaders. Christian and Chris are not. Tyler, sure, maybe a little more, but who's the guy that's going to grab someone by the scruff of their neck and be like, defend, let's go? Who is that? I haven't
seen Tim Ream do it, so I mean, I think the game is past him.
He is very respected in that group.
Cool. So be an assistant coach. You'd be great as an assistant coach then, and you can be a leadership from that aspect.
Let's go with differing opinions. I kind of fall in the middle a little bit. I think he's too old, but I do appreciate what he brings, and he is a good passing center back when maybe not
when he's not pressed,
but when he's not pressed, yeah, which is very not very likely in games. Nate, give us the official, give us the rundown though. What was your thoughts of the game? How was the crowd?
Oh, it was great. Unfortunately, my friend who bought the ticket decided to, and I love you, Dan, but how on earth did you put us in the Japanese section? Nice? Maybe it was an accident. Honestly, dude, hats off to the Nippon Ultras, as they call themselves. Those guys were great. They were on their feet the whole time. Their chants were catchy. They were on beat. They were loud. Even when they're 2-0, they were absolutely loud. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience, to be there with them. And then I'm watching the U.S. Americans do a Viking clap. And then I'm sad, for us as Americans that the Japanese have a way better fan base than us. Sorry, American Outlaws, but come on, at least their chants are original. Their what they're saying is original, is very good, is enjoyable, and I'll tell you what, that game was great. It was electric. The crowd was great and electric. 20,000 people in a 25,000 person stadium is always going to be good. Columbus, honestly, second best stadium in Ohio for sure. Second best stadium, absolutely, from Ohio. They try their hardest, and maybe it'll pay off. But it's not a bad stadium, and the atmosphere is great, and that's where U.S. men's should be playing in stadiums like that, because they pack in 20,000 people in a 25,000 person stadium, and it's electric. It's nice. It's loud. It's fun. There was a lot of energy there, so I had a great time. It was a great experience, and especially at the end when the U.S. men literally put the foot on the gas, and you could see the Japanese team just kind of fall off, and there was several, that Japan goalkeeper was spinning on his head at the end, at least from what I could see, making save after save after save, because he was put on a lot of stress and a lot of trouble. So it was a good match. I think it was a great match, and again, just U.S. men's national team, until you play meaningful, I hate to say this isn't a meaningful match, but all friendlies should be played in MLS stadiums. That's just my opinion.
Sure.
That's what they should be. Stop trying to put it in the Dallas whatever, where it's 75,000, and no one's going to buy 75,000 tickets to see these friendly matches, and then it looks bad. Just keep we have enough of these stadiums. Keep it in these stadiums. It's great. Everyone loves it there.
100% agree. Yeah, 100%
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
All right, boys. Final.
And I
thoughts.
got a free poster.
Well, hey,
Nice.
who's on your poster?
The whole team said defend the fortress. It's good.
I like that.
love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Final thoughts. U.S. men's national team. Let's wrap it up. Brooks, what do you got? Obviously, we talked about the next camps coming up, but give us the final thoughts on the recap, essentially, of what's gone down in the last week and a half for the team.
So listen, whoever they play in the back three or whatever, I just think it's a 3-back system for me. It just creates other opportunities for players. It gives Pulisic freedom. Balogun had freedom. If it's Pepe that's up there, or maybe you try Sargent again in the next window,
Don't forget Downs.
Or Downs. Downs was good too. So,
Mm-hmm.
Playing that too. I mean, for me, I liked what I saw. I liked the response. I know South Korea wasn't the result we wanted, but I liked when we switched the formation. We were much better in the second half. And then I liked how we were on the front foot against Japan. And if they can start on the front foot like that in every friendly and play for 90 minutes, whether they lose 1-0, tie 1-1, win 2-1, whatever, I just want to see a consistent 90 minutes going forward up until this, and up until and through the World Cup. That's what I want to see. And then I'm just curious, does he bring in more players to mix it up a little more the next window? Or does he say, hey, I kind of got to narrow it down and maybe there's only a few guys that are on the fence I'm going to bring in. So, but I like what he's doing. I trust him. I know a lot of people don't because of the results in the summertime with Gold Cup and Nations League and whatnot, but I trust him. He's done this long enough. He's an Argentinian manager. Argentinians have to win their national team, so he knows the pressure. I trust him.
All right. Good wrap up. Nate, you good? Anything else to say on the U.S. men's national team here?
No, I mean, I agree with Brooks. I like the back three. I like what they're doing. It's exciting to watch. It's fun to watch. Craig, you hate how England plays sometimes. I hear you gripe. And honestly, I thought win, lose, or draw, if you're playing like this and going at a team and trying to score and aggressively going at a team, it's fun. It's fun to watch. So it'll be interesting on who he calls in. It'll be interesting on who that final roster is. You heard me read off several players that are playing in the Bundesliga. There's several players playing in England, in League Two as well, which is highly. And there's several players playing in MLS. So I think the field is quite open as far as talent. I think more so than we've ever seen before. And I again, outside of like maybe 3 standouts, Richards, Adams, and Pulisic, which is no-brainers. And outside of those 3 guys, I think it's an open field. I really do. I don't, Balogun, okay, great. You also got Pepe. I just listed off Downs, who's doing good. You also got Sargent. There's players there. There's for once there's a little bit of depth and maybe, just using that example, maybe Balogun is that going to be the starter, but it's not clear and cut, so outside of those 3 guys, I think the field is quite open and it's exciting. And, that's kind of what you want going into a World Cup that you're hosting. So, I put my pre-sale tickets on and can't wait to not get selected.
Exactly. Same